Hi, welcome back to the channel, one and all. I hope you're all keeping well, and I hope you've all subscribed by now. Thank you. Anyway, if you have, brilliant. Thank you so much. Doesn't cost anything, does it? And if you watch some of the adverts that interrupt your viewing pleasure, then put some brass in your pocket. Said the pretenders out of nowhere. Okay, right, Milwaukee. I bought two Milwaukees, a hammer and a screwdriver drill truck, and they're both pretty knackered. Got them for not a lot of money, and they're pretty much like this. This is the state they're in. Well, that one, if you watched my last video, that is the one I've already done. Okay, now I've left the battery in it because it does actually work. There's not a lot wrong with it, apart from its age and its appearance, and probably wearing bearings. And as I have purchased the two shells, that's one of the shells, and this is the other half, the other shell for this drill, as you can see. Isn't that absolute beauty? Still got the plastic on it. Look, this is genuine Milwaukee parts, and believe it or not, this shell and the fixings and that shell and the fixings came to about £21 roughly. Just, I think it might even just be under £21, but that's it. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot more than that. Anyway, that aside, so we've got to change this and that, and in there is also another bearing, because I bought two for the bearing for that, and I'm hoping that the same bearing is in here, although it's slightly different mechanisms. That main shaft should be the same, so therefore that's that. Okay, now before I can actually do anything to this thing, apart from take the battery out and undo the screws, I've got a feeling I've got to undo that screw and get this chuck off. Now, it's not that is not something that I've ever achieved, and I've tried about half a dozen times, 5 or 6 times. So in the past, I've tried to remove a chuck from a drill, 240 drill, things like that. And previously, an old Einhell sort of battery screwdriver type thing like that, which I've yet to fix because that is motor burnt out. Okay, so I'm sat here, look, and I'm just peeling off bits of plastic on it. What a plonker. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do that off camera. I'll try and do that off camera. It sort of looks like a Phillips, but I think it's more of a flathead with a cross carved in it. And I do believe, like, to undo the screws, you've got to do it clockwise, as if you're tightening it up. So I'm just going to do a little bit of homework, just going to jump on Tinterweb and have a look and see if I'm right in saying that, because there's no point in me trying to undo it whilst I'm actually doing it up, because that's not making any progress whatsoever. That's another reason why I've never achieved removing a chuck from a drill, because I've never been 1000% sure which way it's supposed to go. Right, so I need to do that. Okay, well, like I say, thanks for joining me. Thanks for spending your time. Get yourself a brew, kick your slippers off, get your feet up, and let's crack on. Okay, happy days. I went on Tinterweb and I said to Tinterweb, please, please, please help me remove my very first chuck. I'm only 58. I need to do it. So they said to me, right, before you try and undo that darn screw, get yourself some of this stuff. It's just a little bit of heat. So I heated up down through its neck. I heated up for about 30 seconds, which is probably 20 seconds too long. But anywho's, I did that, and I put my screwdriver bit piece in the vise like so. Yeah, and I put that on do up, and I put it on to screw and quite a strong hammer action, and it's only gone and fricking done it, hasn't it? Look. This is the first time I've ever got a screw out. Let's get some lights on over there. I am. Nah, you can see it. Look, you can see the blue Loctite, guys. So if you're trying to do it, and you know, I mean, look at that. It's pretty. It's not really a Phillips, is it? It's not. Okay, it's a crosshead, but it's not really a Phillips. So you need either a really shit piece like this or a flathead. Would it be better? Yeah, a flathead, or even something like did try this with one of those. It's only a cheapie, this one, but it's got a hexagonal shaft and a 10mm flange. You can get your 10mm spanner on there, and that would have probably done it better. But that was my backup in case this didn't work. But it did work, and I am so pleased. Right, now, hopefully, I can take this. This chuck should just fall off. Oops. Let's take the battery out of there. This should just fall off in my hand. Like so. Right, it's not. Or is it? Something happened then. Right, top tip, boys. Get yourself an Allen key. Allen key. Let's get yourself an Allen key. An Allen key. There is an Allen key. Let me get that in the vise. The vise of advice. Let's tighten that up. Then we're supposed to put that over there and then do the chuck up. Which way am I doing it? Is that the right way? Yeah, funnily enough, it is. That's amazing. Right, let's do that. Let's do the chuck back up. Let's put some light on this area. And let's... Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm supposed to be strong for this. That's something that I'm not. So I still haven't got the chuck off. I'm making a bit of headway. I certainly am making a bit of headway. Okay. Hey! Oh, bollocks. I thought that'd come off. Right, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, I'm pretty sure, because that is about as hard as I can get it, she cried. That coming? Yeah, so's Christmas. Oh, I could do without this, to be honest. Right, I'm going to get Timmy mallet and gently persuade that off of there without breaking anything, because this is all plastic. Alright, wish me luck, boys. Wow. The screw is out. It certainly is out. Can I get this chuck off? No. I've tried heating it up again on the inside. I've tried screwing a bolt with the head inside the chuck, clamping the thread of the bolt in the vise, and gently tapping the drill thus, but no good. I have cleaned out the chuck with brake cleaner, oiled it. I have put the screw back in 4 or 5 turns, and then, well, screwed it right back in, undone it 2 or 3 turns, just enough. So if I held the chuck in a vise, in a wooden environment, not metal to metal, if I could clamp that in the vise rather well, and then inverted, and then tap up with a metal screwdriver, one that I showed you earlier, with a sharp, sharp metallic, like a little lump hammer or something, that you would think that would break, especially because it's hot. That would break that friction joint. No, I've tried literally everything that I know. So, short of breaking the chuck, which I don't want to do that because there's nothing wrong with the chuck itself. In actual fact, since I've cleaned it out with that spray, you should have seen what come out of it, guys. Black. It is absolutely running as sweet as a nut. Now I need to go indoors, put my feet up because I'm absolutely tired out, and I need to put Tinterweb on again and see how to remove just remove the chuck, because I am not the only person that's ever faced this dilemma. I'm sure I won't be the last, but I need to get to the bottom of this because I can't do anything else with it until I get this darn chuck off. Okay, Mr. Chuckoff, Kirk signing out. Nanny. No, that's not it, is it? It's the other one. Yeah. Beam me up, Scotty. Now, do you remember I said in a previous video that I had that Einhell drill driver? Very similar to this. And the motor's blown on it. And I need to get into the motor. And I tried getting the chuck off. I tried getting the shell off. But of course, the shell is put on and then the chuck's put on last. So you need to get that off. Guess what, guys? I've been struggling. I don't have a lot of power nowadays as it is because of muscle wastage. And I've been probably an hour, all different types, my whole career's worth of knowledge trying to get this chuck off of this drill. So I thought to myself, I don't know, I'll just undo the screws. You know, you never know. So I've just undone the screws. We live and we learn. We certainly do. Milwaukee knew this. They knew that you would never, ever have to take that chuck off again. They knew that. That's why they put a screw in there, just for comedy value, because it doesn't need a screw, because the apocalypse will happen one day, and there will be a load of Milwaukee 12-volt drill drivers with the chucks still attached. That's all that will be left on the planet. Yeah, I'm happy. I am dead happy. I am in agony. I am in absolute agony. I've been using muscles that don't exist anymore, so I really need to go indoors, take another naproxen, and put my feet up. Right, guys. Thank you for joining me once again in my workshop of dreams, the Shed of Dreams 3. Things are plodding along quite happily, and hopefully making more and more videos soon. I've got to get the Enfield Meteor in here out of the elements and get that prepped for winter. So I can't even lift my arm up now. Okay, guys, I say thanks for watching. Well, you'll see what's going on in a few seconds, but I need to go and have a rest. Okay, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Ow. Would you believe that? Would you believe it? I just found a bit of energy, so I took it out the shell. That obviously popped off. That's a little bit of spring that clips in that little ridged ratchet area there to neutral left, forward, neutral reverse. Got that lump out here. That bit fell off, so I've put that straight in the isopropyl alcohol there. And I'm looking at this. That is the high-low, or the 1-2 speed. There's a little groove on the bottom of there. It just sits. That's all it does. Is just moves a fork from one synchro to the other, I would have guessed. Now I thought to myself, right, I need to get this lot off of here. So I literally got my screwdriver and I put that in there by hand, no less. And I did that and then unscrew it by hand. those two. So I thought to myself, and this started wiggling. You see that? So I had a bit of a play with it, and it literally come off in my hands, like so. And it's literally like a light bulb. And what I mean by that is, see that? Push down and twist around. So it's push in, twist around about 5mm. And there's the little lug slit on the motor. Motor feels dirty. Good. That's superb. There's the numbers if anyone's interested. There you go. RBK 663 9119 SF-R4/76. Okay, so I can now. Well, we know what goes on in here, don't we, guys? This is probably a little plate that comes out of there. Yeah, there we go. There's a little plate, so we'll put that down first. And then we've got the little planetary gears and probably a collar. There's a collar, like so, and so on and so forth. I'm going to have a lot of fun tearing this down, and I should be able to unscrew those 4 screws now and lift this plastic secondary part of the gearbox off of the chuck area and the hammer area, and just get in to clean what I can. I can't leave it like this. There's no point in taking it apart if I'm not going to clean the internals and re-grease. So there we go. I'm definitely going indoors now because I am caked and in pain. And one more thing, toothbrush and isopropyl alcohol will have this, as it did the old one, looking like new. Look at all the fur and the snot on these terminals. It could arc so easily just across there. This switch will need some contact cleaner sprayed inside it. You can actually separate the switch if you look closely there. Get your little tiny screwdriver under there and you lift that tab up, and then lift that tab up from this way. But don't do that unless you know what you're doing, because there are a million springs in there which end up in your eyeballs and you will cry for weeks because you just don't know how to put it back together. So yeah, let's get this stuff in the isopropyl alcohol. That's exactly what I'm going to do right now, and then get indoors and get my feet up. Right guys, thanks for watching. See you in a bit. Hey up kids, back here, back in the seat. It's a different day. Actually, it is a different day, I promise you. Even though I should have installed a skylight, shouldn't I? Velux or something like that. A little bit of natural in. Anywho's, let's get back to this Milwaukee. Right, here's the state of play. That's where I'm at so far. So everything is cleaned, prepped, and ready to go back together. Now, bear in mind, there are slightly 1 or 2 more components to this. Now, bear in mind as well, I haven't taken that chuck assembly apart. So all the bits and pieces in there are still in there. It's had a thorough clean. It's had a thorough lubrication. Yeah, it's absolutely 110%. It's never going to look brilliant, but I just can't get that chuck apart. And at the end of the day, I won't be able to get rid of dents in the plastic like that. I mean, how far do you go with it, for goodness sake? I'm just trying to breathe a little bit more life back into the thing. So that aside, look at all the parts in here. So like I say, everything's been, I mean, the gears, when I took it apart, I thought, oh my God, have I taken pictures of it? No. I took one picture, I beg your pardon, I took one picture of this area because I've never seen anything like this. And I'll try and talk you through what I'm doing while I put it back. The motor's been cleaned. Incidentally, these motors are not brushless. These are brushed. And it looks, for any of you guys that do remote control, off cars and stuff like that, back in the day, you used to have a 520 motor. 520 being the amount of windings inside the motor. These are basically 520 motors. There we go. Do you know, I've not even checked the numbers. That's 663. That might be 663. Might be the amount of windings in it. I don't know, but I've cleaned it out completely up and right in it. The little detail brush and the stuff that came out of there. I tell thee, where's that cloth? I think it's gone in the other bin. It was black. It was black, and I was squirting brake cleaner through. I had 3 layers of this tissue stuff on the deck. I can't see what I've just emptied the bin as well. What a berk! And I was spraying down through the down through those holes. No, beg your pardon, down through here, so I could get through the 4 air ducts there with a fan. Is that fan sucks in cooler air or expels it? I don't know exactly, but you can see the little brushes in there, like the little copper little arms. So yes, they do go onto the commutator, and they are brushed motors. So I stand corrected. Anywho, look at the printed circuit board, look, all nice and clean now. Come on, you fucking focus. Look at that, how that's come up. And clean these off. So I mean, you only got to get a bit of, I don't know, a little tiny bit of moisture, and you're bridging high voltage, high current. So anyway, it's all been cleaned. I've got to do something about this. I'll probably use a bit of to get rid of these ingrained, lightly sanded grit scratches. Linseed oil is good for that kind of thing. Demagnetize as well. Use a demagnetizer, because otherwise, you can imagine, can't you? I've got 6 rolling pins there, little tiny rollers. I've got 5 slightly bigger rollers and ball bearings and tiny little bits and pieces. And when you're trying to delicately, tweezer parts back in, if they're magnetic, it's bad enough trying to install stuff in grease in situ, as you know, guys. It's a bit of a faff, but to throw magnetism in there as well is a bit daft and a little. You're asking for trouble, aren't you? So demagnetize stuff as you go. It's just a tip for me. Incidentally, I have lubed that, and I have lubed. I didn't need to. You don't need to lube a motor really, because you got bronze ferrite bushes in the ends there. So, but I use gun oil. It's about as thin as you can possibly get domestically for lubricating purposes, sort of thing like that. I am just going to put back in your normal ice and sugar via this dispenser. Now, if you're looking at this earlier and thinking, oh, do you know what, Easy? That's a bloody good idea. I might go and get that. Don't buy one of these. These are SH1T, to be honest, because this bit comes undone. So when you put your 2 fingers in there and then press that, all that happens. That's why I was sticking it against me belly and pushing it that way. Get yourselves a nice little metal one. Spend a few quid, and it's better than a grease gun because it's light and it's small and it's compact. And I'm going to throw this in the bin. No, I'm not. There we go. Okay. Now I've got to assemble. I do look at every single part when I take it off. I examine it, check it for wear, see if any tabs are broken off, anything, any threads across, anything like that. And this part goes on the end of the front of the motor, and it goes on like that, and it's held on with these 2 little bolts here, little set screws, and they bolt through those 2 holes there like so. And I thought, this is really clever, how it sucks air in and delivers cooling air around the actual drill itself. And look at that. That's cool, isn't it? So the air gets sucked through those 4 vents like that, you see, or the other one blown through, and the air's forced up and then around the gearbox like that. It's very, very clever. It's very, very clever. It's clever by design. Okay. I'm just having a breather. Just had a brew because mentally, pardon me, it's quite a lot. Now, like I say, grease-wise, when I took it all apart, you'll see. I'll probably put a photograph of the one photo I took of it. That chuck. Sorry, my cognitive is going. Brain needs a recharge. Didn't have a very good night's sleep. Anyway, grease. It looked like molly grease, as in grey, gunmetal grey sort of thing. Slightly not smooth looking. It's molly grip's quite weird. It has lots of characteristics regarding heat and things like that, higher melting points and stuff like that. Now, it did look like molly grease was in there, but the sheer amount of grime and grit that is in here, I don't know whether it was normal grease to start with, and you've got all this, I don't know, brushes, carbon mixed in with it. I don't know. I'm gonna play safe and put normal grease in it. It's not going to hurt it for the amount that I use it in here. Not very, now and again sort of thing. It's not going back on a building site, this drill. It's going to be drilling little pilot holes here, there and everywhere now and again. So I'm going to put normal grease back in it. I'm going to do a little bit of homework. I can't seem to find anything. I found a schematic for this to see which cogs go where and which order and where the shims go and the washers go. But no, each lump is a lump for the chuck, a lump for the gearbox, a lump for the motor, blah blah blah. They obviously be giving the trade secrets away, wouldn't they? If that was readily available to Joe Blogs. So like I said, it's only the next day. If it was a week later, I wouldn't have a freaking clue. I really wouldn't. So that's why I'm in here. It's quite early in the morning. I'm going to attempt to put this back together. I'm just going to dive on the net, see if I can find out if it's molly or standard. I think it's going to be molly, but I just want to put normal grease back in there. There's so many metal parts that are moving. So I'm never going to use it as a hammer drill because I have proper hammer drills. I've got a big version of it there. That's the 18-volt daddy. That is, and this is the little 12-volt metal Mickey. So right, enough babbling easy. Get on the net, see what you can find out, and then put the other grease in anyway. So why do I do that? I don't know. I might change my mind and put molly in it if it says it's molly. Okay, right, catching this next, guys. Sorry to keep waffling on. Ooh, that was posh grease, isn't it? So basically, yeah, it is a form of molly grease, which I have a form of molly grease, and it has that ingredient, molly disulfide. Disulfide. Oh yeah, make it sound like you're talking about. You know what you're talking about, is it? Okay, all right. So I've decanted some into there. Incidentally, oh bugger, what was I going to say? Oh yes, the bearing. This doesn't have one of those bearings in. It literally has the bearings in the motor and one bearing in the end of this in there. The rest of it is all slidey, greasy, this, that, and the other, bronze, ferrite bushes and things like that. Right. So yeah, brush motors. Who knew? Learn something new every day, don't you? I know the later models, it's all brushless motors, more efficient, more power, and they use less electricity, DC power, and they're smaller, lighter, and they last longer basically because there are the only moving parts are the two little bushes, and there are no brushes touching the armature. Right, I have put this off far too long. Let's just crack on and get stuff in. I have demagnetized the tweezers because they were sticking to my balls when I was trying not to have them stick to my balls. If that makes any sense. Right, let's just get on with this. Now, I probably should. Yeah, look at this. This isn't no good. I need to sit this in something. An old pile of mashed potato. That'll do. What can I put that's stable for there? Right, for a start, we can use this as a platform. Now I need something to go in there. Right, give us a second. Ta-da! Well, I've kind of used that blue paper towel, so I stuck it in there. Look. So there we go. Now I'm just going to liberally, because this was packed. I mean, well, not. It was. There was a lot in there, and it's been many years, so you'd think a lot of it would have escaped, which it probably has. So I'm going to make sure that there is enough in here. Just fast forward it, lads, if you want. Just go to the end and see me testing it out. That'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Okay, right. I think we're gammed up enough, aren't we? Let's right. Which bit goes in first? I think it's that piece. Goes in like that, and now these 5 posts go in these 5 holes. 1. I feel like I'm placing plutonium rods in a nuclear reactor. This is about as good as it gets, guys, isn't it? Critical meltdown. Right. That's the easy part. Let's do that a bit. Now then, I need to... no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've got to stop saying that, actually, haven't I? It seems to be my nervous word that I use. Right. Splat it in there, lad. Splat it in there. You got plenty. Plenty O'Toole. Right. That was a girl in one of the Bond films. Which Bond film was it, guys? Miss Plenty O'Toole. Answers on the back of a very licked postcard. Right. Next is this piece. I think. I'm right in saying that piece. Let's get some more grease in there. This is just from, although I have a crap memory, sometimes I have like an ADHD brain. I can remember stupid little things like this. Let's go over here with this, so I can make this a little bit more sensible. I know that goes. Come on. In there. I don't really want to get my greasy paws in there. Come on. This isn't easy, is it? It's not easy, E.T. Why isn't that going in then? If I put it in upside down, I can't have done. Can I? Not gonna load you. Taking a load you. No, that's how it goes. Just need some more grippier twizzers, I think. Do you know what? I'm amazed that none of these have disappeared yet onto the horizon, which is my eyeballs. Okay. This is quite fidelly. I mean, why do I do what I do? Because I love engineering. I love technical. I love tinkering. I love everything about mechanics and learning, especially. Plus, when you haven't got a budget, it's great to breathe new life into something that was expensive, that I could never have afforded, and now I kind of can, because these are old and they're at my price point now. 40 quid to me is 40 quid is a lot of money, and yeah, let's get it in there. Don't be shy, Easy, my boy. Don't be shy. Get it in there. Okay, now next is this little clip. No. Yeah, it only goes one way. It's got 3 little legs. See the 3 little legs? So that goes over there, and then that bit there clips down into the middle. Like that. There we go. That felt good. Okay. Now, this little sausage goes in the middle. So I'm going to add a bit more. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go. It's going to be a lot easier, isn't it? Oops. You bloody great idiot. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. I'll tell thee. Which way round does that go? See, the beauty is it can only go one way. And there it is. That's the way that it goes. It's the way love goes. Giggity goo. Right, now on the outside of that goes this ring gear. Ask me how I know. How do you know? But before the ring gear goes on, let's look at the bottom of the ring gear. That's the bottom that goes in there, you see. And we have 5 little ball bearings. And we have 5 little divots where those pegs go. So these pegs, these ball bearings, drop in there. Can you imagine what that would have been like magnetized and greased? Don't even go there. Don't even think about it. What I'm going to have to do is put a little bit of heat shrink on the end of my tweezers. Please be under there. Please be under there. Yes. Now there's delicacy for you. Right, so that's that. Now that, you see, that goes up the other way. It doesn't matter. And you've got the grooves there. The ball race is sitting. The ball bearing's sitting. And that is your bang, 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 bang. But that is your hammer action. It's good, isn't it? Right, okay. Now I need to put a bit of splurge on there. And put that kind of... Oh, come on. Don't tell me I've got to do it in a different way. No. Picked me ball up. It's all trial and error, guys, isn't it? It's all trial and error. Come here. Come on. Get back in there. Get back in there. Let's try the fly that won't die. Come on. Tweezers, the essential tools. That's all uniform. That's all. Everything's got the same markings on it. So, okay, it goes like that then. Ooh, that little clip's come out of there. Come on. See, it starts getting messy, doesn't it? I should have really done what I say to do, and that is make a note of what you're doing. Right, now the beauty of all these gears and cogs is that one's got the 5 on it, 5, 4, 4, and this is the 3 for here. Let's just put a big blob of that on there. 1, 2, 3. Right, now then. No, you can't say that easy. You just can't say it. Okay, that's that. That's all as is. Now, looking at this, we've got 6 little, like, castellated bits. So does that mean that this thing goes on there with the 6 little castellated bits? No, I don't think it does. Although it looks like it does, doesn't it? Rah! So what goes on there now? Is it the 5 or the 4? Well, that can't be that one. It has to be that one. No. No, that doesn't go on there. No, that doesn't go on there either. It's got to be that one. It's gotta be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. There you go. That goes on there. Now I know that that doesn't go on there because that hole underneath won't go through there. So that doesn't go on there. That goes on there like so. Right. Next then would be, I'm saying that goes on there. And I'm saying that because I actually took a photograph of this in situ without that piece on, in that piece sort of at the side like that. You'll see the photo in a minute because that's the only photo I took of the insides of this, and it's got like a silver ring around this, so that surface is in contact with something, and I think it's that surface there. So I think I'm right. Okay, yeah. Now we need to put on the 5 gears. No, we don't. Or do we? Come on, guys, help me out here, will you? No. Right, I'm going to pause there and have a brew because I'm a bit sticky. I don't want to rush anything. I want to see if I can check somehow. Look back over through all of me one photo. And what happened there? I think my finger, my little pinky, touched the screen and turned it all off. Well, all right, 2 seconds. When I'm in the workshop and Kaz is out shopping, I have no idea if Posty's been or not. This is a baby monitor. The camera end, obviously, at the screen end, and the camera is indoors, pointing at the sofa. And there is Winnie's hind leg. So if I press this button here, I can talk to Winnie. I can hear what's going on constantly. All right, so let's have a Woozy. Can you hear me? He's not moved yet. All right, my boy, how you doing? He can. I guarantee you can hear me. I can hear everything, and he's just not moving. I hope he's alive. He better be. Right. So anyway, that's that. It's 24 degrees in here. Can't be, can it? Yeah, indoors must be. Yes, because it's monitoring the temperature indoors. Battery's charging. Full signal. And I'm down the shed. That's great, and it just plugs in. Right. Well, I've put the end plate on there because I've now got to sort of build backwards. That end there, as I showed in an earlier video, just goes on there and then twists. That's it. That's it. It's on. That's locked. That's locked on. Probably there. That's locked on. So this end obviously mates up with that end, and this is now where the gears synchromesh like that with this. This little gear goes into there, yeah, and then into there. It can't do. It meshes up and locks in with there. That's it. Beg your pardon. So yeah, I need to just work that out and go from there. Right, it's getting exciting, isn't it? Getting near the finishing point, I think. The perfect example of why not to stop doing stuff and go off and have a break or something. I've just come back in here and I've spotted my flask. I thought, oh yeah, I bought that in there yesterday, made it up, lemon squash, yeah, I'll have a quick drink of that. So I had a quick drink of that and I'm having a drink, and for some reason I went like this and that rubberized caught this and flung the small parts everywhere. And I have found everything apart from one of Mr. Smash's eyeballs, and I just need to get on my hands and knees again and go through all this like with the magnet and try and find it. Actually, has it landed on there? I wonder. No, that would be way too easy, wouldn't it? Okay, some feeling of it. No, right, I'm going to need to get on my hands and knees again, have another look. If I don't find it, I can pretty much guarantee that I've got something like that indoors from all my old stereo restorations. The ones that were broken got broken down into little boxes of screws and clips and gears. Ah, come on. Oh dear. Oh. She cried. The kid's beside and one without no knickers. Right, yes, I found it. It was over yonder, over the other side of that red box. So that is some distance. So don't leave things flapping around, E.T., you bloody idiot. There. Simple, isn't it? Right, let's come back over here. I think it's a little bit safer. Saferer, isn't it? Right, let's just continue to splatterize with Greaserama. And that, yeah, I hope everybody's okay, keeping alright in this run up to Christmas here in the UK and holidays in other parts of the world. Okay, let's put these gears back on. I don't think there's any particular way around they go. I'm not sure. Right, okay. So we know from previous outings, and I'm going to, I'm a little bit bunged up today, I'm a little bit of a cough. I'm going on the principle that thing I put in the wrong place, didn't I, on that one? So I'm going to put this on the end, as it's got little fingers. I'm going to put that on the end. So there. Right, let's invert that into there, like so. Yeah. Just give that a bit of a twist, just to get that grease in those gears. Go on, get in there. Wow, lovely jubbly. Excuse me, I'm recording here. You just said a rude word and I'm recording in the workshop. It's me. It's the little camera on the table. Bah! My cover is blown. That was quite amusing, wasn't it? You didn't hear that. She doesn't say rude words like that, especially on a Sunday in church. It doesn't happen. Right. Okay, so we're building our little tower here. At some point... Radio check. Radio check, Roger.
Was you just chatting to me?
Yeah, you said a rude word and it came through and I'm recording.
Sorry. You had a parcel.
Who's got a parcel?
Got a parcel.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're the only other you.
Well, you keyed the mic after you said you.
You have got a parcel.
Is it big and sort of party?
No. It's small and looks pretty, as in a tool.
Ah, it's my wire stripper. All right, I'll be in a sec.
Okay.
You just can't have enough connectivity, can you? That's my old stuff there out on building sites, the old walkie-talkies. And we do get the odd farmer bleeding over into it. And got the camera there. Of course, Kaz forgets that that's on. Right, now I know for a fact that that sits in there like so. So when that little arm gets bolted on the side there, it changes gear like that. When you move this backwards and forwards, it changes the gear, you see. Right, okay. I'm going to pop indoors and get my wire strippers and then have a look at how that's supposed to go on there. Right, catch you in a bit. Right, you are. Okay, now that's sorted out. That's all turned off. It's only on, technically, when Kaz is out. So I'll keep my eye on Winston and see if there's any parcel deliveries. Anywho, the wire strippers are here. La la la. Right, back to this. I've put that clip in there, and you can see how that sort of actuates that halo there. Halo. Right, let's put some gimbal grease in there. So yeah, this little shim here, that is right because that piece rotates, and if this black piece is just sat down on there, it's going to be rubbing against that black shell. So that shim keeps it separate. Splash it all over. Go on, Henry. Splash it all over, son. Right. Okay. Now let's make sure I get this up the right way first. Is there a right way and a wrong way? I think. Yeah, I think that's the top. And the button will be on the top to come on, get down there. That's it. Okay, so you can see now that doing its thing, which is good. So now we need to chuck on the gears. I'm just literally caking it because it was caked to start with. Let's whack that on there. It's getting exciting, isn't it? I didn't think I would get this back together without really... Look, I couldn't find nothing on the net, incidentally. So it's kind of lucky that I kind of managing to do it like this, isn't it? Oh, come on, go round. Go round. One more. Come on, go round. Yes. No, that one's gone round and that one hasn't. Come on, yay! Here we go. Let's get that in there. Just put a little tiny bit of grease in there, just a tiny bit. Okay, now we can put this top shim on. Well, that looks like the surface that rotates against the gears, and that is the back which sits against the motor. Right, that's that. Now, technically, I should be able to push and click this on there. Once that gear's meshed, come on. For your eyes. Come on, let's just do this in one sitting. Come on. Oh, come on. I've got to try and turn the chuck round. That's why I'm pushing down to try and turn the chuck round to make those gears rotate. Oh. There we go. See the little gears, look. Right. Now we'll pop that motor back on there. That's the bottom. That's the top. So it's in and up. In and anti-clockwise. Come on. For your eyes. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this off camera, aren't I? Actually, let's just stand you there for a minute. Stand up, camera. Right. Come on. Come on. Gear in, gear down. Not very good viewing, is it, really? Oh, I've booped it up already. Come on. Why are you not going in there? Just being an arse, aren't you? Because you can. Yes! Yes! We're there. We're all intact. I just want bolting up with them 4 bolts. Those 4 bolts, actually. No. 4 bolts in there. And we are cooking with gas. Then that can go back together. I'm happy, chappy. Right, I need to put my phone down, camera down, and use both hands. See you in a sec. Okay, well, I've managed to get both cases back in, back together. Let's do some screws up just a little bit. I'm so glad this one's come back together, because, and I'll tell you what, I'm gladder that I did this the other one first, because it's so much easier. I mean, it was difficult, but it's so much more easier than this flipping thing. I've just dropped a little clip on the floor because I'm good at that, because things are spinning around on the desk again, weren't they? There it is. And this is a part that I forgot to show you guys on the last one. So when you put the battery in, it wants to splay open these 2 parts. So this little piece here, it goes in here, and it's angled such that it kind of, come on, focus, man. It angles in and it bites them 2 pieces together. And then there's a little tab there which needs to be pushed in and over. So it locks in. Come on. No, you want to. I think that's in. It is in, actually. Yeah, there's a little indentation just in there, and that's now locked in, and it stops them 2 parts splaying open. There's a screw missing there. Right, come on, easy, because I want to see it work. Right, battery, drill. We've got lights. Okay, right, we've got light. Okay, we're on gear 2. We've got forward. We've got reverse. slow speed. Fantastic. Does the clutch work? Yes, it does. Okay, right. Yes, I'm going to chalk that up as another win. That's 2 out of 2. I'm really pleased with that. I've just bought these two, kicking and screaming, into 2020, end of 2025. It looks so much better, don't they? Cleaned up. I know that it's all greased up nicely in there. That didn't change any bearings in that one. That's got a new main bearing. So there we go. There is not a clip on the other one. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. I think because it's so freaking mullered, there was never one on there. I think someone took it off. In the emptied bin. Right. There you go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time. I hope somebody can take something away from this. What to do and what not to do. I stumble through my restorations because I'm kind of blindfolded because I've never done any of this before. Any of that sort of Milwaukee stuff. So you think, oh, I can't do that, but you can. You really can if you put your mind to it. Do everything methodically. Don't do what I do and just take it all apart. Take pictures of it. Write things down. Every time you take a screw out, write it down. Put it somewhere special. Put it in order on a piece of paper. Whatever you want to do. But you take something apart. When you examine each piece, you'll find if something's broken. You will find it. Okay, and you can find parts online. I found them in 2 cases for under 20 quid from Fairman Island. I will put a picture, a link down below for this place. Yeah, so thank you to you guys for sending me these 2 shells and making me use my rag and take these things apart and lose parts and everything. Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as and when, because it's soon going to be motorbike restoration time over the winter, hopefully. The shed, the workshop of dreams is 99.5% done. Just got to tidy up now, get these tools back in their respective drawers, get the pillar drill back over here, wired in, and it's done. It's then done. I can go and put my feet up and start thinking about getting the BSA A3 in here for some well-deserved restoration work. Right, thank you again. Catch you again later. Bye. See you later.